How we doing? How we feeling today, YouTube boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. I'm basically gonna show you guys how I lost about a band today. I think I lost about a band. Yeah, I lost about like 1,200. I lost 1,200. I'm explaining to you guys how I lost. I'm explaining the confluences. I'm explaining the setup. I lost one trade in New York session. And I lost another trade in Asia session. It's ridiculous. I'm good. The Asia session one is really like you'll be mind blown because nobody's ever expected to see this in Asia session ever. But the New York session one, that one did eventually end up going to my goal. But the only issue is I entered at an earlier pace than I usually would have. I'm gonna show you guys a trade, everything, the confluences, and how we went into the day. Let's get right into it. Right into it. All right, I think I'm carrying a little bad. All right, cool. So going into the day, I was low-key looking to go bearish because we tapped into this bearish order block right here. Still respecting, we had this bearish order block. I was looking to go bearish. I was looking to go down in the trend, right? But what it was, I was getting a bunch of confluences because not only did we come into our equilibrium of this range after the swing low to the swing high. That's where I put my favorite tracement or my gone box. I put it at the swing low and the swing high, right? And once we came into this zone, we perfectly came into this zone. As you see here, we came into a 1 hour fair value gap right into this zone, right? I'm thinking price is definitely looking to displace higher. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking we're definitely looking to displace higher. We don't need this no more, right? So as I patiently waited, I was in class waiting for my setup. I was thinking of going long, but I wanted to wait for some movement in price, right? So I waited. I wanted to see an inverse fair value gap, which we ended up catching. We caught this inverse fair value gap right here. And the main reason why I entered was mainly off of this candle too. As you see on the 5-minute time frame, this right here, once again, is another hammer candle, which means price basically pushed price all the way up here and left it with this tiny box pushing to the upside, meaning that we are most likely looking to go bearish. There were no SMTs. I didn't see any bearish SMTs in play, but I did see this candle right here, and I saw that we had a 5-minute, this tiny little inverse fair value gap that you see right here. We had a tiny 5-minute inverse fair value gap that price ended up closing above and respecting. So I immediately entered right there. I was looking to go long, target this high up here into this gap, right? But unfortunately, my stop loss was down here, but I took my trade out right here mainly for the simple fact that I saw that we probably weren't going to displace higher anymore. We didn't have any fair value gaps. We didn't have anything in our zone. Everything was being disrespected. So as you see here, we inverse back this gap. So I was like, all right, cool. We're definitely just disrespecting. So I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna take my profits, and I lost about $500 there, right? Going into this trade, this one is more like this is more of like a shocker to me because I really didn't expect price to do this. We ripped in Asia. When have you ever, and I mean this to any trader out here, when have you ever seen Asia session move like this? Never. Never. You've never seen Asia session move like this before in your life. This is the first time, me personally, I've ever seen Asia session move like this. I took the trade on Nasdaq. It was an unfortunate loss. I was looking to go short, and I'm gonna explain why. Aside from this bullish SMT, that's not why I was looking to go short. It was more so we had this SMT inside of a 15-minute gap right here. As you see, we had an SMT. Nasdaq failed to take out the high. ES took out the high. So I was like, okay, cool. That's a confluence that I could look into. That more so of a reason why price is looking to displace higher, right? As we came into this 15-minute gap, though, I was not ready to fully enter into position, and the main reason why is because as we came down, we have multiple bullish FVGs, right? So I wanted to see one get disrespected. And I wanted to see a reaction from this one. So as you see, we came into this one, right? And I wanted to see a change in the state of delivery, which we ended up getting on the 1-minute time frame. And you know what? I think more so, this is what I'm going to do, right? Boop! We're no longer looking at the 1-minute time frame for anything because I entered off the 1-minute time frame right here. I entered right here as we got a candle close, and I was like, okay, cool. Price is probably just going to look to displace lower, right? As I'm seeing that price look, we displaced lower and then immediately ripped up higher. I didn't even notice that. literally, I didn't even notice that. We immediately ended up ripping higher. We came up, like, price just ended up ripping crazy. Like, look how far we came. So as we had this change in the state, we had this 5-minute inverse or value gap. I was looking, okay, cool, we inversed it. We have this change in the state. I'm going to enter off the change in the state because I want to see price close below. We closed below in the 1 minute, but because we didn't have a full candle close on any other time frame, which is why I'm most likely just going to stick to my 3, 5, 15. That is most likely why we ended up losing. So this trade is on me, but we lost about like 1,200 on this trade. 1,200 on this trade, including my top step because I took this on top step as well. So we lost about 1,200 on the day. You know what I'm saying? We're close to passing the eval, but the only issue is just the simple fact that I really did want to pass now because I do have to pay the subscription again, and I really don't want to. So I have been moving a little bit more. I have been pushing more risk. I've been more risk on and more risk heavy than I have been before because now that I brought my balance up to like 52,000, I was like, okay, cool. Let's just risk heavy and try to get this over with because generally I do not want to pay $77 again. I don't think anyone wants to pay $77 when they're so close. You know what I'm saying? So I took a loss here. Very unfortunate loss. Very unfortunate trade. Only gonna stick to the 3, 5, 15, 30 in these time frames. I'm not gonna look at the 1 minute time frame no more, and I mean that genuinely. Because as you see here, 1 minute has been holding me when it came to the inverse rev I got from the last couple videos, and now this change in the state. So whenever it comes to the 1 minute time frame, I'm not gonna look at the 1 minute time frame. I'm only gonna specifically look at the 3, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour. I was really looking for price to displace lower, especially for the simple fact that we ended up creating a change in the state here. And we also came into our range as well. Perfectly came right into our range. And also as you see here, with all these wicks here, we created the SMT. We rejected this area a lot. We did not close above it. We came right into the consequent encroachment, which is also known as the 50% mark. And I was like, okay, cool. We're displacing lower. We're disrespecting fair value gaps. Let's displace lower and take out this sell side liquidity before we end up displacing higher, right? Unfortunately, we couldn't displace higher, which led to the trade just ripping up, which is on me. I completely take accountability for this trade because at the end of the day, I should have looked at the higher time frame instead of just trying to be very impulsive and wait I should have waited instead of just trying to be impulsive, letting price do its thing and waiting for a full body candle close. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow when I trade. I am going to be more risk heavy on tomorrow, and if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. I don't really care. It's all about probability. But I do want to get this eval pass before the end of the week. If I'm able to find 2 A+ setups, I will be risking very heavy on them, and I will be seeing if I'm able to pass this trade. Pass this account. If I'm not, then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We do have other accounts that we could trade on, but I do want to trade my fund the futures. That's just something that I was more so interested in trading. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It is very unfortunate. We were on a great winning streak. Great winning streak. This is our first losing day of the month. The first losing day of the month. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to catch any better setups for the remaining month. So yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys take care. Hopefully you guys stay safe. Enjoy the video. Love always and bless. Stay blessed.